Hello everyone, welcome to all of you in my English channel, and today's topic is poetic devices, which is very useful for poetry. So let's begin. What is called poetic device, or you can say what are called poetic devices? So poetry can follow a strict structure, but many different types of poems use poetic devices. Poetic devices are tools that a poet can use to create rhythm, enhance a poem's meaning, or intensify a mood or feeling. These devices help piece the poem together, much like a hammer and nail join planks of wood together. Suppose you are using anything and when you apply some important ingredients in your dish, that time that dish is marvelous. So this is just poetic devices. The same manner, some of these devices are used in literature as well, but for the sake of clarity we will look at all these devices through the lens of poetry. Devices that create rhythm. Let's start with some of the devices that can be used to create rhythm, including repetition, syllable variation and rhyming. I would like to tell you that poetic devices, figure of speech and literary devices are same. There is nothing difference among them. So first of all we will discuss simile. Simile, which is you can compare one thing to another of a different kind or in same kind in yet alike in some significant way. When you say that your smile is just like a kid, that time you give the comparison to the person smile to a kid. It means you are comparing one another. So that is called simile, and poet used such type of figure of speech in his poem to make embellishment in his poetry. Now the alliteration. Alliteration, which is the repetition of consonant sounds, especially at the beginning of the word, like don't drink and drive, or you can say seashell, seashore. So here is the deed letters or consonants repetition, that is called alliteration. And in the same way, repetition. What is repetition? Repetition is the repeated used word or frequently uses line or pattern is called repetition. Suppose in that in alliteration you use the consonant repetition sound, but in repetition the poet used the similar line or similar group of words in first or more than three stanza. That is called repetition. Like here, all she did was smile, smile and smile. So here smile word are repeating again, that is why here it is repetition. Now come to the metaphor. A metaphor is a word for phrase for one thing that is used in place of another thing in order to show or suggest that they are similar. When you compare two things which are totally different, but you give the example or compare the thing that they are similar, that time you use metaphor, or but you do not use like or as word, that is called metaphor. Like life is a big roller coaster ride, so you are not using here such type of as, like or so word, but you are comparing that life is a roller coaster which round and round. So that is why it is called metaphor. Pun. The pun can use multiple meaning of the same word. So it is called also homonyms or different meaning of similar sound words. When similar sound words is called but this and different meaning, like air. Air, which is HAIR here, and air HEIR is also the same. They are homonyms, but meaning are different. Okay, like bear, bear. So you can say the meaning is different, but the word in pronunciation is the same. So that is called pun. I am a mender of a bad souls. Okay, still rinsed with orders she was mastered by. Now come to the antithesis. The juxtaposition of contrasting words or ideas to give a feeling of balance. When you make the balance of a feeling, that time you use juxtaposition, just opposite of that contrasting word. When you say that there was both peace and war, so it means one time you are saying there is a peace, but another time you are saying that war. So those two comparison things are together, that is called antithesis. Okay. Now onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is just like a sound figure of speech, which is a formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. Okay, here some words which are used sound like buzz, boof, hiss, quack, beep. There are so many sounds like chirping, chaos. So such type of words are used by poet in onomatopoeia. Assonance. The use of words that have the same or very similar vowel sound near one and another. Okay. Assonance is a vowel sound like fat cat had a smack. So here a sound, that is vowel, is repeating again, that there is a rhyming sound. So that is called assonance. Oxymoron. Oxymoron is conjoining of two contradictory words. Okay, when you are using two contradictory words together, that is called oxymoron. Like it was an intelligent donkey. One time you are saying intelligent, and when you are comparing that donkey is that, so it means you are using two comparative words. Euphony. This poetic device is derived from the Greek word euphons, means sweet voice. Euphony is just like a sweet or pleasant voice. It can be defined as the use of words or phrases that are used to bring a melodious sound effect. It gives a pleasing effect to reader due to the repetition of vowels and smooth consonants. Writers use this device with other poetic devices such as assonance, rhyme, alliteration to bring pleasing and soothing effects. Here poet uses this euphony to make a pleasant atmosphere. Now cacophony, which is just like a nuisance, or it is an unmusical series of unpleasant sound which helps to convey disorder. You can see below the example for better understanding. When you are creating disorder or you are using such type of word, that is called cacophony. I detest war because cause of war is always trivial. Where spouting pillars spool the evening sky, of dynamos where hearing's leash is strummed. Now allusion. An allusion is an indirect reference to a place, person or an idea of political, historical or cultural significance. It is usually a brief reference which does not describe the person or thing in a detailed manner. It means it tells a glance or a brief knowledge of the person or the thing or any idea. It is more like a passing comment. Writer, while using allusion, expect a reader to understand it with the knowledge what he or she has. For an example, don't act like a Romeo in front of her. Here in the sentence, Romeo refers to Shakespeare's work and Romeo signifies a passionate lover. So, there is a just allusion. Blank verse. Blank verse refers to poetry written without rhyme, especially if that poetry is written in iambic pentameter. Now, what is iambic pentameter? Iambic pentameter is stressed followed by unstressed syllables. Okay. For example, but woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer, and from your former state. So, many of Shakespeare's plays are written in blank verse and in which Hamlet is very important. Now come to the free verse. In this poem, poet does not have a set of meter and no rhyming scheme is present. Also, the poem does not have any set pattern. Often poets use this to hide their fluctuation of thoughts. That is why they use free verse. In modern poetry, poets are using such type of poetic devices mostly in their poetry. Enjambment. Enjambment is the continuation of a sentence beyond a line break, couplet or stanza without an expected pause. When you use the sentence in a next line, that is called enjambment without any pause or without any punctuation. Here is an example of that. Does it dry like a raisin in the sun or fester like a sow and then run? So, here 1 and 2 lines are the same, that ending with the one line, first line ending with the second line with a question mark, and the same with the way in the third and fourth line. Now, irony. This poetic device depicts a contradictory situation. It refers to a situation that ends up in a different way than expected. Suppose you expected that such movie or such story is going to be end a happy ending, but suddenly it becomes a sad ending. So, that is called irony. Irony describes the difference between reality and appearance, like water everywhere and all the boats shrink. Water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. It means water is everywhere, but you cannot drink the water because the water is of sea and that is not payable or drinkable. Personification. The practice of representing an inanimate object or an abstract idea as a person and endowing it with human traits. When you give an abstract idea or abstract object and that you call with the human traits, that is called personification. Like the sun stretches its golden arm. Sun is raising its rays and that is called golden arms. Allegory. Allegory is a poetic device in which abstract ideas are portrayed through characters, events and figures. A writer can employ this in prose and poetry to tell a story to the audience. This helps in explaining the idea on which the poem is based. It is moral based stories, or there is the just to give the message of moral. So, Pilgrim Progress, John Bunyan and Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser are two major allegorical works in English literature. Now come to the rhyming scheme. It can be defined as the pattern of rhyming that becomes at the last of every verse in the poem. It is a structure of words used by poets to give rhyming effects. There are several types of rhyming scheme. I have given this few examples of that: alternate rhyme, monorhyme, triplet rhyme, ballad, couplet, enclosed, terza rima, and so on. So, I hope you like the video, and this video is also available in Hindi version. So, keep watching my video. Till then, take care.